Does that look all right? Okay, cool. Hi, I'm Nathan Byrd, and welcome to episode 5 of the Byrd Academy. We are here at World Wide Technology Raceway racing the Silver Crown car with Davey Hamilton Racing. My first race in the Silver Crown car was last year in 2021. This is my 9th race ever, and it's going to be at the biggest oval I've ever raced at so far. So this is going to be like the fastest I've ever gone, probably in any race car. So they were saying about 165 miles per hour. I'm pretty sure that's faster than I've gone in like the Porsche 911 at Sebring, for example, on the long back straight there. First practice went pretty well. We were able to get a good read on the car pretty quickly, and I was 8th in the charts by the end of the session, so we were looking pretty good heading into qualifying. Because of how big the track is, it actually feels like I'm driving the car more similar to how I drive Formula cars, where there's actually time to brake, hard spike, and then slowly brake release like I would in the Formula car. After practice, I immediately debriefed with the team to talk to them about the setup of the car.
You'll get up loose by the end of the race. Without much fuel load, the way this track goes, like, the track probably won't tighten up. It itself won't tighten up throughout the race. So I'll set you up tight, knowing the car's going to get up loose.
Qualifying didn't go very well for me.
Get ready to go, guys!
I went out. First lap, I was a 33 flat. In the second lap, I knew I had a lot more to gain, but I only was able to manage a 32 flat. The whole time was around I want to say a 30.6. So there was quite a bit left to get. Not the best qualifying performance out of me, but it's always tough when you're qualifying at a track you've never been at before with only 12 laps underneath your belt, which ultimately led to qualifying P14. Pretty suboptimal performance, so.
6/10 was top row. I could have got it.
It was 30.6, 30.7, 30.8 for P1, P2, P3, and 31.4.
Yeah, I just need more laps.
Eventually, practice 2 came along, and I was feeling pretty good with the car. I was just settling in, and then Davey Hamilton told me, hey, pit this lap. He ended up noticing the car on the straightaways sort of tilting forward like this. Despite having all the fuel behind the rear wheels, the car, because of how fast it was going, was still tilting forward. And when I came in, they ended up bringing the rear ride height down to hopefully counteract what we were seeing there. And I was able to go 6th fastest in practice 2. And the car felt really good. It was doing what I wanted it to do. And I was just looking forward to executing the race from there.
I mean, don't take any unnecessary risks. Don't use your car up if the car is really loose or doing something crazy. Just don't wear it out. Wait till the end. So be smart. You got a fast car.
So, start of the race, it was pretty good. I had a decent start. Some guy challenged me right off the rip, and I was struggling a little bit with the car, just getting used to it. Cold tires, heavy fuel load, and then lap 2, a caution comes out, so we bunch back up. I had a pretty good restart after that first caution, and we ran about 15 laps before another caution came out, and then another caution came out. We got restarted again, and then that was a long run. It was a run all the way until like lap 50, and during that long run, I passed a bunch of cars on the outside of turn 3. The car felt really, really good. On the long runs, I felt like the car came to me, and I felt like I was destroying everybody under the brakes. And then another caution came out after I had ran 5 of the fastest laps in a row. The tires cooled down and ended up restarting and losing about 4 positions, just getting freight train on the inside. They were all battling out in front of me. I was trying to take advantage of that where I could. Went for an outside pass on Justin Brandt, and I think he might have held his lineup a little bit wider than I thought than he usually did. So I ended up ramping up over his right rear. Luckily, I got enough of my speed scrubbed off before we made contact to where I could save the car, keep it off the wall. I got passed by the 7 car on my inside. The front left felt a little weird after that, but I was like, I'm just gonna keep on digging and see, hopefully the car doesn't break apart, and it didn't. I was able to pass the 7 car back about 2 laps later, and then another caution came out, which sucked because I was starting to run everyone back down. The car was really good in the long runs. When the tires were hot, we were very, very fast, if not the fastest car on track. And then every single time the caution came out, gave another chance for the tires to cool down. And that's where the car really struggled in terms of its setup. But I was still able to make up some positions. I was able to drive up to 5th. And then the final caution comes out. We restart with a green-white checkered. I was challenging Justin Grant on the outside of turn 2 going, closed the door, not giving me an inch. And I respect him for that. But ended up finishing 5th, my best result in the Silver Crown so far.
Good job, man. Good job. What was the car doing? What was it doing? Just little loose.
Yeah, really loose on the restarts. And on the longer runs, the car is I could actually challenge more.
Yeah.
The car had more grip on the exits. It was a little less grip on the exits. It was basically doing what I wanted when we were able to get longer runs.
Yeah.
I was like envisioning in my mind, like top of the podium, getting out of the car. Overall impression of the entire day, I felt like we were actually very, very strong. The poor qualifying put like a damper on the day in the middle of it, but in the end, we finished 5th place, my best finish so far, and I feel like that was ultimately a very strong result.
You know, he can win a race right now. We just proved it tonight. He's running fast laps to race. He got to 3rd. Unfortunately, the restart just needs to work on a few techniques to hold his spots, but he did a really good job tonight.
I really like this track. I felt like it was more skill-based, and that makes me want to come back to a track like World Wide Technology Raceway and hopefully some other big tracks in the future.
Alrighty guys, we will see you next time at Ventura Raceway. Birdman out.
Thanks everybody for watching this episode of the Byrd Academy. Catch us next time when we fly out west to get dirty at Ventura Raceway behind the wheel of the sprint car and midget.